Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. If you didn't get a chance to tune into our Wednesday night Bible studies, I want you to scroll down where you are, and they should be posted there. And I just don't want you to miss what God had to say through myself and through Brother Josh last night. And so, if you haven't had a chance to look at those, I want to encourage you to go there. But our reading continues for the week, this Thursday morning, and we are continuing in the book of Isaiah. If you remember yesterday, we looked in Isaiah and it talked about that there would be a ruler who would come from the Davidic line and he would rule over Israel. And it was forecasting and foreshadowing Jesus who would come and who would rule over not only Israel, but over the entire world forever. Well, today we are in Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 through 10. And this chapter 11 kind of starts off in the same idea of where we were the other day or yesterday in Isaiah. And it starts off saying, "There shall come forth a shoot from the stump of Jesse." And when you look into this, we see that that Jesse was of the Davidic line. And so someone coming from Jesse would also be of the Davidic line. And as we look in Isaiah chapter 11 today, we see in these 10 verses, there's kind of two different ideas that we see going on. The first idea we see in the first 5 verses, and it's talking about this ruler, it's really Jesus who they're talking about, who's going to come and he's going to rule. And then in the second half, in verses 6 through 10, we see what his kingdom is going to be like. It describes what it will be like under his rule. So as we look through the first half of this, it's really interesting and it's really amazing. Only God could really do what's going on here, to speak to Isaiah, to tell him all these things about Jesus who was going to come. And then when on this side of the cross, when we look back, it turns out that all of these things about Jesus were true. All of these things happened. And that's only because Isaiah was speaking and he was inspired through the Holy Spirit, through the Lord. So these are the Lord's words telling us who Jesus is and who Jesus will be. As we look in verse 2, it says, "The Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him." We go to the New Testament, we look in John chapter 1, verse 32, or if you look in Luke chapter 3, verse 22, you see that they both have an account where they say that I saw the Spirit descending from heaven like a dove and resting on him. Remember, this is hundreds of years before Jesus ever came to earth, but what Isaiah said would happen did happen in the life of Jesus. We go on and we see that he will rule with righteousness and he will judge through righteousness, and all these things through the New Testament we know to have come true. But then as we look down, we see that the wolf will dwell with the lamb, that the leopard should lie down with the goat, the calf and the lion, and the fattened calf will lay together. The cow and the bear shall graze, their young shall lie down together, the ox shall eat straw like the ox. Now I know that we don't see this happening today in our life. Like in the first half of this, we can look back and see where these words are true of Jesus, but here it is speaking of the future, of a place where we will one day be, where there will be no more tears, there will be no more fighting. When we look in the New Testament, it says the lion will lay with the lamb, and here we have the same account. So God, in his power, was telling Isaiah hundreds of years before all these things would happen, what would happen, and it came true because of the powerful God that we serve, because of the good God who was Isaiah's God then and who is our God now. And one day we have a hope in Jesus that we will be in eternity in this place that Isaiah a long time ago was describing. So I hope you have a great Thursday morning. I hope your day gets off to a good start with some time in the Word. And I hope you're able to read Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 through 10. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.